Hi, I'm going to teach you a song today that is called Jack Davey, and it's kind of, well, I'll just give you a little bit of it and I'll tell you some of the history. Now that song called Jack Davey is got a pretty interesting story. Apparently, this version I'm doing is kind of Bob Dylan's version off of the Good As I've Been to You album, but a lot of people have redone this song or a variation of it. The Grateful Dead did a version of it, the White Stripes did a version of it, so there's just a whole bunch of people that have kind of covered this song. In fact, if you go to Wikipedia and look up this song, it's just got a whole list of not only this song, but other songs that are related to it. This song apparently was written in the 1700s, and it tells the story of a Scottish lord, I guess, or knight or somebody, named John Kennedy, which is kind of funny because, you know, we had the president named that. And this Scottish nobleman ends up marrying this really young woman, and some guy apparently in some of the songs called Gypsy Davey, Jack Davey, they've got a whole bunch of different names for him, but apparently he came and kind of talked this girl into riding off with him, and so she had just had a baby by Lord Kennedy or whatever he was, and they ran off into the woods, and when he gets home, the lord or the nobleman or whatever, he gets home and decides, you know, he finds out that his wife has run off with some other guy, so he decides to go after her. Apparently he chases him down, and the songs have different endings, a lot of them. Some of them he kills the guy and he takes his wife home. In other ones, I think Jack Davey kills him and runs off with the girl. But in this version, they don't really explain what happens, but apparently the nobleman ends up getting his wife back. I think in real life what happened was the nobleman did get his wife back. I think they had a duel and he killed Jack Davey or Gypsy Davey or whatever his name was, and then he ended up putting his wife either in a convent or they locked her away somewhere, basically for the rest of her life. So she definitely, you know, probably should have stayed at home that day. But I love playing this song. It's got just a cool thing. I'm going to post another video, I think after this one, of a song called Jack-A-Row, which is another one that Bob Dylan did on the next album after Good As I've Been to You, which was kind of, I think he recorded them all at the same time, called World Gone Wrong. And this one was a song called Jack-A-Row, which from what I understand is another variation on the same Jack Davey song. And then apparently in one of the Highway 61 revisited songs, I think it might be Tombstone Blues, or it may have been, yeah, I think it was Tombstone Blues. He makes a reference to Gypsy Davey with his blowtorch burns down the camp, with his faithful slave Pedro behind him he tramps. Well, that's referring to this song. So Bob Dylan, a lot of times they're saying in his later stuff, wow, it's interesting that he quotes all these old folk songs. Well, he's been doing that since the very beginning, and that was an example of it. Well, I really like this song, and it's in a minor tune, but on the Dead Man's Tuning, you can play it, and this could either be a D major or a D minor because it doesn't have a third. Again, the third, if you remember from a previous lesson, is the first note of the scale, and then if you go up the scale link, you'd have a second and then the third. So in this case, it would be D, F sharp, and then A. But in this particular tuning, there is no F sharp, so it could be either an F sharp or an F natural, and you can kind of get either sound. But I'll give you the basic pattern on the lower D string, not the split D string, but the second string up from the bottom. That's the octave lower than the high one. And then I'll give it to you up on the high one, and then I'll teach you the two other chords that I've been playing in this song, which aren't necessarily the chords that go with it, but I really like the way they fit. So I'll give those to you. Okay, here's how it goes. You start off with the open string on the D, the D octave, an octave down from the upper D. Play that twice. You could go, or I kind of bounce on it and I'll go. So it's like one triplet, and then play that third fret. You could do it either way. And depending on the verse, if you're playing exactly what you're singing, which I don't always do that, it matches with the words that are there. So one triplet, hammer onto the third, play up to the fourth or the fifth fret, up to the seventh, then back down to the third. So I'll play that in sequence. It'll go like this. And then end on open, and then you repeat that, and then you stay on that seventh fret when you get there, and then you play it again, and then that's the triplet. But it's kind of it's almost a triplet, but it's almost eighth note, a dotted eighth note, 2/16 notes, sort of. So you're up there on the seventh fret, fifth fret, third fret, fifth fret, third fret, open, and then open, third fret, open, and then you drop down to the next string down, which is the D and the A split, and you play the fifth string, the fifth fret, and then you play the third fret of the second string, or that D string, and then open on that. So I'll play it again real slow, the whole thing, and hopefully you can see my hand good enough. Wait, let me start over. You can slide down there, or you can do it like this. Wait, I'm sorry, you probably couldn't even see my hand the way that was. Here, let's see if I can angle this a little bit. Okay, let's try it here. Okay. Actually, I showed you wrong earlier. It actually goes up here to the second fret. That's the money, and then it's open. So never will want for money. So that part goes money. It goes up to the second fret on the D string, an octave down, and then you open up and then hammer onto the third fret of the D-A split. Money. And usually when I'm playing it, I have that strumming pattern that's like. So, one. I don't know exactly how to describe that without writing it out, but you can follow it. Now, the second time through, especially on the intro, I jump up to the D an octave up. That's this last one, and it's exactly the same thing, it's just up here. I'm going to show you the chords that I play. I play this chord, which is the it's on the last string on the 7th fret and on the A string on the 5th fret. I play that sometimes, and then sometimes I slide it down and play, it's some kind of modified G chord, and that's some kind of maybe a diminished, I don't know if it's a diminished A. I haven't sat down to figure out what these notes are, but that's kind of where you're at with that one. And then this one, you just slide it back 2 frets, and there you are. So this one comes in first, then that one comes in next, and I kind of bounce around on them. So like at the end of the song it goes, "Go settle for me, my cool black stud," and what I'm doing here is I bounce between the 3rd fret of the D string an octave down and the 3rd fret of the A string an octave down. So it's kind of bouncing back and forth that gives it that pattern. So you can go back and forth on those, but it ends up giving you that driving pattern. I like it because it ends up sounding kind of like a horse, you know, and that's what this verse is about. Go saddle for me, my cool black stud, sweeter than the grain. Day and I ride all night, and I'll bring back my lady. I'll bring back my lady. So that's Black Jack Davey. I hope you have fun playing that song, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. God bless and have a great day.